Hello, it is August. Let me show you around my garden on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. A couple of months ago we put in these raised beds along the edge of our lawn, and we've got a compost bin at the end, and then also just in the last few weeks put in another bed there. So we're going to start and do the raised bed section of the garden. We've got some burdock. This is my favorite kind of kale. It's the Tuscan kale. It's really easy to clean and check for bugs and things like this, and it tastes really yummy. Always got lots of weeds in the garden because of where this is situated. This all used to be weeds, and we've used the pumpkins and the sweet potatoes to clear the weeds, but the weeds still follow along here on this bank. So that's why we get a lot of weeds in these gardens, but I don't mind. Dill, plantain. I think this might be more of the like paper daisies, more of these. Eggplant, more dill, more kale, a few more of these paper daisies, which are beautiful. And this is a native ginger that we've got going here, the redback ginger. Okay, this is the Radicchio, which I think it was a bit too wet for these. Might end up just taking them out. Chamomile, I think this might be a weed, I'm not sure. And then the snow peas. So these snow peas are just coming to an end, and I've just recently planted a whole bunch of new ones, so they should be coming up afterward in the same sort of spot. Oh yeah, here's one come up, a couple up, so that's exciting. We've got carrots in this area, and I can see one is a white one. I can't remember if they're all white or if it was a bit of a mix of colors. Tried to plant some sunflowers as well. Parsley lettuce. This lettuce is my favorite. It's just like a baby cos lettuce. And we've got here capsicum. So that'll be good when that sort of grows up as well. Some more flowers. Marigolds are always so beautiful in the garden, great for the pollinators. More Radicchio, I think. Let's see. Oh, this one is quite hard actually. There you go. So, but like this one's totally rotted out. So I think we'll probably give up on those soon and use the space for something else. Look at this dill come into flower. I love the dill flowers, and they can look really nice on the top of a salad and things like this. Some tomatoes, prime tomato season on the Sunshine Coast at the moment. Still winter, and so we've got some nice tomatoes. In summer it's really too hot and a bit too I wouldn't say too wet, but just not consistent. It's just too hot basically. In here we've got what's meant to be leeks, and then my kids have sometimes planted some garlic. And there's a couple of radishes which look haven't gone so well. These ones look alright. We'll harvest those. I think this might be cornflower, I'm not sure. And there's just little radishes all over the place. Pretty excited about these tomatoes coming up. They're quite big cherry tomatoes. I'm letting this beetroot go to seed. But this is quite a nice little dense area in the garden. Got an eggplant here that's got some flowers started. More marigold, kale, flowers, parsley, all sorts of things. I've got a bean coming up here, just one bean. Oh my gosh, what is this? I think that could be, no, I have no idea. Oh well, that'll be interesting. We'll see what that is. I hope it's cucumbers or something. This is a hibiscus, which would be really big. It was here before I put the raised beds in, so I'm just going with that. And you can see here we have something that likes to come and dig quite a lot. So I'm not sure how this capsicum will go. I'm thinking of topping the bed off with some mushroom compost if I can. We've got loofah on this vine. Now I did attempt some corn, but for whatever reason it just didn't really work. So I'm about ready to just pull the corn out of here, and I might top it up with a bunch of chicken poo and things like this and give it another shot, because it is fun. It's great for the kids to have the homemade corn or homegrown corn. We've got some more herbs, some thyme in there, a nice sunflower coming up. These sunflowers are ones my son got from Costa at the Garden Expo, so he's very excited about those. These bok choy have done great over winter. They're white, big and luscious, so I probably need to pull them out. We've got some cabbages there. I think this is an endive. No, it's just a Mizuna lettuce, I think. And some more thyme and flowers. Got our compost bin. The lid disappeared somehow. Maybe bush turkey's doing. I've planted some ginger, I think, actually, in there, and another pumpkin to start going. This one, that's a Queensland blue. This is a blood orange tree, which would be nice when it's big and takes up that space. Got mint. I totally don't mind. I'm not scared of planting mint in the garden. I'm happy for it to overtake this garden. Mint is fantastic. A rosemary here, which could get quite big, and I'm also happy for that to happen. Some coriander, which won't last long in this garden just because it is coming to the end of winter, and soon it will be too hot and they'll just bolt. This is a native thyme. It is really nice, beautiful, great as a big herb like that. Got a few other things. That's a dandelion, some greens, more cabbages. I think this is a poppy. Various things. You can see that this little section everything's quite a bit bigger than this section, which is all the same sort of things planted again. There's some radishes, some silver beet, things like this, the various greens. I think it's because it gets the shade from the lemon tree. We have lots of huge lemons on the lemon tree. They're easily, the size of your hand, but also so many new buds. So that's really exciting. I'm going to, oh look, even on the ground we've got some. So I'm actually going to do a bit of a harvest, and we're going to make another round of limoncello with the rinds and freeze the juice again. This garden to here, in between the rose tree and the lemon tree, it's a little bit, well, the nasturtium is going really well. I've got some ginger also in here, some volunteer tomatoes, but the weeds behind on this bank are really encroaching on it. So this is like a priority for me, is to get rid of these weeds, and I'm hoping to do that pretty soon, maybe even next week. I've also got this little mulberry tree here that is going pretty well. It was a stick that I had trimmed off of the proper mulberry trees, and yeah, it just started growing on its own, so I've put it in a pot. Let's say hello to the worms. Where are they? Not many worms today. Oh, here they are. Behind the raised beds down here, we also have a heap of bananas. You can see some there. I think we've got some there. I think we've got 5 banana plants that are fruiting at the moment, which is exciting. To come into this section, we have the lime tree, which is looking very huge and unruly, but my understanding is that the limes like to fruit on the older wood, and so I'm just going to let it get big until the next season. So there's still a few limes on here, but as you can see, we've got a lot of flowers happening as well. So yeah, we're ready for another batch of lime. That'll be really great. Under here I've got lemon balm. Highly recommend planting some lemon balm because it has such a nice flavor and such a nice smell. You could use it in teas and things, but I actually just use it a lot in cooking as like a chop up a whole bunch of herbs and use them as marinade on fish and chicken and whatnot. Lots of basil. Got a heap more ginger in here. This is a bit of a hodgy-podgy area that I've just redone, but we've got chili, a finger lime, a blueberry, artichoke. This papaya is trying to live again. And then we've got our big elder tree here in front of the bananas, second lot of bananas. Yeah, it doesn't have anything on it yet because it's just sprouting back. Look at all that new growth. I certainly should have trimmed this, but I didn't. So that's just the way that is. Okay, on this side we've got our Atherton raspberries, which are a native raspberry. Oops, focus. There you go. The suckers come up everywhere, just everywhere. Like, I probably will start cutting these ones out of the ground and either planting them somewhere else or just giving them away. You can see there's a bunch of raspberries on the ground there. Not quite ripe yet. Don't seem to have a big problem with birds getting them, just a little problem with birds getting them. And there we've got the big monstera as well. So these were in my garden, in my house as houseplants, and they just weren't surviving, so I just gave up and planted them outside, and now they're thriving. Here we've got a mandarin tree as well, so that'll be nice and give the idea being that comes up once it grows and provides some shade over these raised beds. And in this section we've also got 2 mulberry trees, one there, one behind. There's a finger lime behind this grass, and there's a whole bunch of cassava at the bottom, which the bush turkeys have started to harvest for me. Thanks, guys. Ouch. Be careful of those raspberries. So this area, we've got the bananas here. Huge banana flower, one of the biggest banana flowers I've seen. This bush turkeys ate this whole lot of bananas, which was really sad. So we're definitely going to try and cover this one. Our bananas that are over here are all way too high to cover. You can see we covered, we've got the bag underneath because we did manage to cover that one very precariously, and the bush turkeys actually flew up and pulled it down. So, but you can see there's another bunch just under that leaf that is covered. And you probably can't see, but just through this gap, where is it? Oh yeah, there. There, you can see the other bananas on the other side. So we might give those a cover as well. We'll try. So in here I have not real swales, obviously, because this is quite a steep thing, but the idea of swales, or the idea of, like, you know, making little levels. So in here I've just got some various plants. Now this isn't such a workable space, and I have a problem where things dig things up. So you can sort of see here is a chili plant that was planted here and something has pulled it out. So that is very sad. And here a nice grevillea that's been pulled out a bit. Down this way I've got old man's saltbush. I might go down and show you, but that keeps getting pulled out. This is native mint that smells really nice. Down here got some daffodils. This is a native basil, which I wouldn't say tastes anything like basil, but it is nice. Olive tree. Here we've got pineapple sage. We've got some kangaroo paw. Here's the old man's saltbush. Focus? No? Okay, fine. What else? Some society garlic. Lots of arrowroot in here. So I've just left this to do its thing because I planted it last season, and yeah, I just wanted to leave it go and do its stuff. This actually comes up really nicely in this area. Got another lot here. One of them, there's a few different varieties that I've got, and they create this really shady area here, which is great. My mint's re-establishing, which is nice. This is the beetle leaf. If you've never had this before, the best size leaf is about that big, and it's used a lot in Asian cooking, often to, like, you know, serve your little morsel of food on and you eat it. So then here we've also got papayas, another papaya here, and we've got the Cranberry Hibiscus in this area. And this, I'm not sure what this is. A friend gave this to me as a cutting, and I need to investigate that a bit further. So, oh, we've also got bits of taro coming up that got eaten away. They're coming up all over the place and dug up by bush turkeys, and now they're reviving. There must have been little bits that were left there. So that's a good thing. We'll be definitely excited once some of the papayas come up. You can see this is like quite a steep little area. Yeah, but that is the garden. I hope that you've enjoyed that little garden tour. Oh, I'm just down in this area that's underneath the elder tree. There's nothing really to see here. Just some more arrowroot, some comfrey, stuff like that. Yeah, I better go because there's children calling me, but let me know what's growing in your garden.